So look at this particular question. You are provided with two reagent bottles marked A and B, one of which contains NH4OH, that is your ammonium hydroxide solution, and other contains what? NaOH solution, that is what is sodium hydroxide solution. Okay. So how will you identify them by a chemical test? Simple. All right. So see, I'm just taking one salt of calcium. Okay, salt of calcium. So just I'm taking this calcium nitrate. Okay, I'm taking this calcium nitrate, and this calcium nitrate is basically what? CaNO3 whole twice. This is what your calcium calcium nitrate. Okay, calcium nitrate. And remember, this is what your colorless compound. This is what your colorless compound. Okay, colorless compound. And this reacts with this NaOH, that is your 2NaOH caustic soda, that is what your NaOH solution. Okay, 2NaOH, again this is what your sodium hydroxide, caustic soda, you can say caustic soda, or you can say sodium hydroxide, or you can say sodium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide. And this is again what your colorless. Okay, this is what you're again colorless. All right. And what will happen after this reaction? Formation of calcium hydroxide, and that is what your precipitate. That is what your precipitate. This is what your calcium hydroxide, and this is what your PPT, that is your precipitate. Formation of precipitate takes place. And plus what is the formation of, what is forming this 2NaNO3, that is what you're again sodium nitrate, sodium, this is what your nitrate, and this is again what your colorless. Okay, so here this formation of calcium hydroxide precipitate is forming when you are reacting with this calcium nitrate with this NaOH. Okay, now if you add excess of NaOH, remember just one additional information. If you add excess of this NaOH, your calcium hydroxide becomes what? Sparingly soluble. Your calcium hydroxide becomes what? Sparingly soluble. Sparingly soluble. Okay, and now you do the same reaction. The reaction of calcium nitrate with this NH4OH, and look at this, what happens. Okay, so when you will react this CaNO3 whole twice, okay, this is, and when you will react with this NH4OH, all right, the precipitation of CaOH twice will not take place. Okay, there is no precipitation of CaOH twice takes place. That is here it is what precipitate takes place, and the color of precipitate is what your white. Okay, this is what your white precipitate, and here there is no white precipitate. Formation of white precipitate takes place. So now, is it possible to identify these bottle A, whether in which bottle whether your NaOH is present and in which bottle NH4OH is present? What you have to do, just take this two bottle. Okay, if any bottle contains what? NaOH. So here, if NaOH and you put some CaNO3 whole twice, that is calcium nitrate. Here, what will happen? The formation of white precipitate takes place. Here, formation of white precipitate takes place. Okay, formation of white precipitate takes place. But if you have this container, suppose if you have this bottle, and this is what your supposed bottle, this is what your A. So if formation of white precipitate takes place, that means it is confirmed that in that bottle, what is that? Sodium hydroxide is there. Okay, and if suppose B bottle, if you put CaNO3 whole twice and there's no formation of white precipitate takes place, so it means what? It is confirmed that here it is what? NH4OH. And now one more thing that is important, why this NH4OH? In this case of NH4OH, when you are putting this calcium nitrate, the formation of CaOH twice do not takes place. Okay, so the reason behind that is why? Because this NH4OH is a weak base. This NH4OH is a weak base, and if it is a weak base, it will provide very few amount of what? This OH minus. This NaOH is what? A strong base. This NaOH is what? Your strong base, and if it is a strong base, it is providing huge amount of what, OH minus, and the concentration of OH minus is what, very high in that bottle. Okay, and in this case the concentration of OH minus is very low. Because of this low concentration, this formation of CaOH twice, this formation of Ca plus 2 plus 2OH minus, that is what your CaOH twice do not takes place. Okay, the formation of CaOH twice do not takes place. Okay, that means your white precipitate is not forming when your bottle contains what, NH4OH. Hope you understand this concept.